Question 1. An HR professional discovers a payroll error that overpaid several executives but benefits the company's cash position if left uncorrected. What does the SHRM competency of ethical practice most directly require? Is it A. Delay action until the next audit cycle? B. Act with integrity and correct the error transparently, even at a short-term cost? C. Let the affected executives decide whether to disclose it. D. Keep the information confidential from leadership indefinitely? The correct answer is B. Ethical practice calls for integrity, transparency, and accountability regardless of short-term convenience. Concealing or delaying correction of a known error would compromise the trust and standards HR is expected to uphold. Question 2. Which behavior best demonstrates the leadership and navigation competency when rolling out an unpopular organizational change? Is it A. Building a coalition, communicating a clear vision, and guiding people through transition? B. Announcing the change and avoiding further discussion? C. Delegating all communication to line managers without support? D. Waiting for employees to accept the change on their own? The correct answer is A. Leadership and navigation involves influencing stakeholders, building support, and steering the organization through change with a clear vision. Simply announcing or offloading the change without support does not reflect effective navigation. Question 3. An employee reports a possible ethics violation by a senior leader. The most appropriate first action for HR is it A. Ask the employee to handle it directly with the leader? B. Follow the organization's established investigation and reporting procedures impartially? C. Immediately terminate the accused leader? D. Dismiss the report because of the leader's seniority? The correct answer is B. Ethical practice and sound process require HR to apply established procedures consistently and impartially, regardless of the accused person's rank. Prejudging, ignoring, or offloading the complaint would undermine fairness and trust. Question 4. Serving as a role model, coach, and steward of the organization's values reflects which cluster of SHRM behavioral competencies? Is it A. The technical HR knowledge domains? B. The business cluster only? C. The interpersonal cluster only? D. The leadership cluster, leadership and navigation and ethical practice? The correct answer is D. Modeling values, coaching, and stewardship sit within the leadership cluster, which pairs leadership and navigation with ethical practice. The interpersonal and business clusters and the HR knowledge domains address different competencies. Question 5. During a conflict between two departments, an HR business partner practicing effective relationship management would first, is it A. Listen to both sides to understand interests before facilitating a resolution? B. Decide the outcome unilaterally to save time? C. Advise each side to avoid the other going forward? D. Escalate immediately to the CEO? The correct answer is A. Relationship management emphasizes building trust and negotiating solutions, which starts with understanding each party's underlying interests. Imposing a decision, escalating prematurely, or encouraging avoidance does not resolve the underlying conflict. Question 6. Active listening, tailoring the message to the audience, and confirming understanding are hallmarks of which SHRM competency? Is it A. Communication? B. Analytical aptitude? C. Workforce management? D. Consultation? The correct answer is A. The communication competency covers exchanging information effectively through listening, message crafting, and feedback. Analytical aptitude and consultation are business cluster competencies, and workforce management is a knowledge area. Question 7. Global and cultural effectiveness in a multinational team is best demonstrated when an HR professional, is it A. Adapts practices to respect diverse cultural norms while meeting shared goals? B. Avoids discussing cultural differences to prevent discomfort? C. Assigns work based on stereotypes about each culture? D. Applies the headquarters culture uniformly everywhere? The correct answer is A. Global and cultural effectiveness means valuing diversity and adapting to different cultural contexts while achieving common objectives. Imposing one culture, ignoring differences, or relying on stereotypes runs counter to it. Question 8. A CHRO wants HR initiatives tied directly to organizational strategy. This alignment is central to which SHRM competency? Is it A. Business acumen? B. Ethical practice? C. Relationship management? D. Communication? The correct answer is that business acumen is the ability to understand the organization's operations, finances, and strategy and to align HR to business goals. The other options address relationships, ethics, and information exchange rather than strategic alignment. Question 9. An HR team calculates its annual turnover rate as the number of separations divided by the average number of employees. Using data this way reflects which competency? Is it A. Global and cultural effectiveness? B. Ethical practice? C. Leadership and navigation? D. Analytical aptitude? The correct answer is D. Analytical aptitude covers gathering and interpreting data, including HR metrics like turnover, to inform decisions. The other competencies address culture, leadership, and ethics rather than data analysis. Question 10. Acting as a trusted advisor who diagnoses issues and guides stakeholders toward workable HR solutions describes the competency of, is it A. Structure of the HR function? B. Communication? C. Total rewards? D. Consultation? The correct answer is D. Consultation is the ability to provide guidance to stakeholders, diagnose needs, and recommend solutions. Total rewards and structure of the HR function are knowledge areas, and communication is a separate interpersonal competency. Question 11. A structured, job-related interview using the same questions and scoring guide for every candidate primarily improves, is it A. The starting salary of each candidate? B. Consistency and defensibility of selection decisions? C. The employer's social media presence? D. The length of the hiring process only? The correct answer is B. Structured interviews apply consistent, job-related criteria, which improves reliability and reduces bias in selection decisions. They are a talent acquisition best practice rather than a branding, timing, or compensation tool. Question 12. Within total rewards, which pairing correctly separates direct from indirect compensation? Is it A. Base salary is indirect, health insurance is direct? B. Base salary and bonuses are direct, health insurance and paid leave are indirect? C. Only stock options count as indirect compensation? D. All compensation is considered direct? The correct answer is B. Direct compensation is monetary pay such as base salary and bonuses, while indirect compensation includes benefits like health insurance and paid leave. Base pay is never classified as indirect. Question 13. An organization wants to build a leadership pipeline by identifying and developing high-potential employees for future roles. This effort is best described as, is it A. Reduction in force? B. Progressive discipline? C. Succession planning? D. Job analysis? The correct answer is C. Succession planning identifies and develops internal talent to fill critical roles as they open. Progressive discipline, job analysis, and reductions in force serve different HR purposes. Question 14. The main goal of a well-designed onboarding program is to, is it A. Reduce the organization's tax liability? B. Serve solely as a legal formality? C. Replace the need for any future training? D. Integrate new hires so they become productive and engaged more quickly? The correct answer is D. Effective onboarding accelerates new hire productivity, clarifies expectations, and improves early engagement and retention. It is not a substitute for ongoing training, a tax strategy, or a mere formality. Question 15. A performance management system is most effective when it relies on a single annual rating with no feedback. B. Sets clear goals, provides ongoing feedback, and links development to results. C. Is kept confidential from the employees being evaluated. D. Focuses only on ranking employees against each other. The correct answer is B. Modern performance management aligns individual goals with organizational objectives and uses continuous feedback and development. Relying on one rating, forced ranking alone, or hidden evaluations undermines its purpose. Question 16. An organization redesigns from functional silos into cross-functional product teams. This is an example of a change in, is it A, the employee value proposition only? B, payroll processing. C, organizational structure and design. D, total rewards philosophy? The correct answer is C, moving from functional silos to cross-functional teams changes how work, authority, and reporting are organized, which is organizational structure and design. It is not primarily a rewards, payroll, or branding change. Question 17. Diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives contribute most to organizational effectiveness when they, is it A, are handled entirely outside of HR or B, are limited to a single annual awareness day. C, are embedded in talent, culture, and business practices rather than treated as a one-time event. D, focus only on meeting a numeric quota. The correct answer is C. DEI is most effective when integrated across recruiting, development, culture, and everyday practices so inclusion is sustained. Quota-only, siloed, or one-day approaches rarely produce lasting change. Question 18. An HR risk assessment identifies that a single employee holds all knowledge of a critical payroll system. The best risk mitigation response is to, is it A, increase that employee's salary and take no other action? B, ignore the risk since the system currently works. C, cross-train others and document the process to reduce single point of failure risk. D, eliminate the payroll function? The correct answer is C, cross-training and documentation reduce the single point of failure risk by spreading critical knowledge. Raising pay alone, ignoring the exposure, or removing the function does not manage the underlying risk. Question 19. A positive organizational culture is best sustained when leaders, is it A, consistently model the stated values in day-to-day decisions? B, rely only on annual engagement surveys? C, delegate culture entirely to the HR department? D, publish a values statement and take no further steps? The correct answer is A. Culture is reinforced most powerfully when leaders visibly live the stated values in everyday decisions and behavior. A posted statement, a survey alone, or full delegation to HR does not embed culture. Question 20. An employee raises a harassment concern. To manage both people and organizational risk, HR should, is it A, take the complaint seriously, investigate promptly and fairly, and document the process. B, wait to see whether the behavior recurs before acting. C, advise the employee to resolve it privately. D, share the details broadly to warn other staff? The correct answer is A. A prompt, fair, well-documented investigation protects employees and limits organizational risk while upholding a respectful workplace. Delaying, deflecting, or broadcasting details would increase risk and harm. Question 21. To show the value of a new wellness program to executives, an HR leader should primarily present, is it A, metrics such as participation, absenteeism, and healthcare cost trends? B, the color scheme of the program materials? C, the number of emails sent about the program? D, anecdotes from a single participant? The correct answer is A. Business acumen and analytical aptitude call for demonstrating value with relevant, quantifiable outcomes leaders care about. Design details, single anecdotes, or activity counts do not convincingly show business impact. Question 22. When delivering difficult feedback to a manager, an HR professional demonstrating strong communication should, is it A, be specific, focus on behavior and impact, and remain respectful? B, avoid the conversation and document it instead? C, deliver it publicly to reinforce accountability? D, soften the message so much that the issue is unclear? The correct answer is A, effective feedback is clear, behavior-focused, and respectful so the recipient understands the issue and can act on it. Vagueness, public shaming, and avoidance all weaken the communication and the working relationship. Question 23. A recruiter wants a single metric to judge whether new hires are performing well and staying, rather than just how fast roles were filled. Which recruiting metric best captures this? Is it A, time to fill? B, quality of hire? C, cost per hire? D, application completion rate? The correct answer is B, quality of hire measures the value new employees add through performance, retention, and ramp-up, unlike efficiency metrics such as time to fill or cost per hire. It is a core talent acquisition effectiveness measure in the people knowledge domain. Question 24. A manufacturer needs to fill 40 identical assembly roles quickly and cheaply while candidate quality is secondary. Which sourcing approach fits best? Is it A, passive networking over several months? B, high-volume sourcing through job boards and employee referrals? C, a lengthy executive search engagement for each seat? D, individually negotiated offers with each applicant? The correct answer is B, high-volume. Repeatable sourcing channels such as job boards and referrals match a large number of standardized openings with speed and low cost. Executive search and slow passive networking suit scarce, specialized roles, not bulk hiring. Question 25. Before writing a job posting for a newly created role, the most important first step is to, is it A, choose an assessment vendor? B, conduct a job analysis to identify the duties, knowledge, skills, and abilities required? C, post the role immediately to start collecting resumes? D, set the salary based on the hiring manager's preference? The correct answer is B, job analysis systematically documents a role's tasks and required competencies, forming the foundation for the job description, selection criteria, and pay. Posting or assessing before defining the role produces unfocused, legally weaker hiring. Question 26. A candidate assessment is described as having high reliability but low validity. What does this mean? Is it A, it is neither consistent nor job-related? B, it measures job performance accurately but inconsistently? C, it gives consistent results but does not actually predict job performance? D, it is both accurate and consistent? The correct answer is C, reliability is consistency of measurement, while validity is whether the tool measures what it should and predicts performance. A test can be reliable yet invalid, so it must be job-related to be defensible in selection. Question 27. Giving finalists an honest preview of both the appealing and challenging aspects of a role is called a realistic job preview. Its primary benefit is it A, reducing early turnover by aligning expectations? B, speeding up background checks? C, lowering starting salaries? D, increasing the overall number of applicants in the hiring pipeline? The correct answer is A. A realistic job preview sets accurate expectations, which improves person-job fit and reduces early voluntary turnover. It is a retention-oriented talent acquisition practice, not a tool for boosting applicant volume or cutting pay. Question 28. Under Title VII, using a pre-employment test that unintentionally screens out a protected group at a significantly higher rate can create liability for, is it A, disparate, adverse, impact? B, retaliation? C, constructive discharge from a hostile work environment? D, disparate treatment? The correct answer is a disparate impact occurs when a neutral practice disproportionately excludes a protected class and is not job-related and consistent with business necessity. Disparate treatment, by contrast, involves intentional discrimination. Question 29. An HR professional wants to compare recruiting sources by the proportion of applicants who advance from one stage to the next. This measure is it A, yield ratio? B, attrition rate? C, span of control? D, comp ratio? The correct answer is A. A yield ratio shows the percentage of candidates who move from one selection stage to the next, helping evaluate the productivity of each recruiting source. Comp ratio and span of control relate to pay and structure, not sourcing. Question 30. During interviews, a hiring manager keeps asking female candidates about childcare and marital plans. HR should advise that these questions are risky primarily because they, take too much interview time? B, can support a claim of sex or pregnancy discrimination and are not job-related? C, are unrelated to salary negotiation? D, make the interview feel too personal? The correct answer is B, questions about family, marital status, or pregnancy are not job-related and can evidence discrimination under Title VII and the Pregnancy Discrimination Act. Interviewers should confine questions to bona fide job requirements. Question 31. An employer's careers page, values, and reputation shape how candidates perceive it as a place to work. This is best described as the organization's, A, employer brand? B, comp ratio? C, job evaluation? D, performance calibration? The correct answer is A. Employer brand is the market's perception of an organization as an employer and shapes candidate attraction. It is a talent acquisition lever distinct from internal pay and performance processes. Question 32. A company fills most senior openings from within. A key advantage of this internal mobility approach is that it eliminates the need for training. B, boosts engagement and retention by offering clear advancement paths. C, guarantees more diverse leadership. D, removes the need for job descriptions? The correct answer is B, internal promotion signals growth opportunity, which strengthens engagement and retention and shortens ramp-up. It does not by itself increase diversity or remove the need for training and clear role definitions. Question 33. A structured onboarding survey shows new hires feel unclear about their goals after 30 days. The most effective fix is to, extend the probationary period for everyone? B, reduce the length of orientation? C, have managers set clear role expectations and early goals during onboarding? D, delay goal setting until the annual review? The correct answer is C, clarifying role expectations and setting early goals accelerates productivity and engagement, a core aim of effective onboarding. Waiting until an annual cycle or shortening orientation would worsen the clarity gap. Question 34. Which of the following is the clearest example of an employee engagement driver rather than a satisfaction perk? Is it A, casual dress on Fridays? B, meaningful work with growth opportunities and recognition? C, free snacks in the break room? D, a larger parking lot? The correct answer is B, engagement is driven by meaningful work, development, recognition, and connection to purpose, which sustain discretionary effort. Perks like snacks or dress code may affect surface satisfaction but rarely drive deep engagement. Question 35. A manager wants to understand why valued employees might leave before they actually resign. The best proactive tool is A, stay interview? B, exit interview? C, termination checklist? D, severance agreement? The correct answer is A. A stay interview proactively asks current high-value employees what keeps them and what might drive them away, enabling retention action. Exit interviews only capture insight after the person has already decided to leave. Question 36. An organization reports 25% annual turnover, but analysis shows most departures are low performers being managed out. HR should interpret this as, is it a largely functional turnover that may be healthy for the organization? B. Irrelevant to workforce planning. C. Entirely negative and requiring an immediate pay raise. D. Proof the engagement strategy has failed? The correct answer is A. Functional turnover. The exit of low performers can improve overall workforce quality, unlike dysfunctional turnover that loses top talent. Interpreting turnover requires looking at who leaves, not just the raw rate. Question 37. Before designing a new training program, HR should first conduct a training needs assessment to, is it A. Select the catering for the sessions. B. Decide who will be promoted. C. Set the annual merit budget. D. Identify the performance gap and whether training is the right solution? The correct answer is D. A needs assessment analyzes the gap between current and desired performance and confirms training, versus a process or staffing fix, is the appropriate intervention. Skipping it risks solving the wrong problem. Question 38. The ADDIE model is a widely used framework for instructional design. Its 5 phases are, is it A. Align, define, develop, implement, educate. B. Analysis, design, development, implementation, evaluation. C. Attract, develop, deliver, improve, evaluate. D. Assess, design, deploy, integrate, exit. The correct answer is B. ADDIE stands for analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation, structuring how learning programs are built and refined. It is a foundational learning and development framework in the people domain. Question 39. Kirkpatrick's 4 levels of training evaluation measure, in order, is it A. Design, delivery, feedback, and revision. B. Reaction, learning, behavior, and results. C. Cost, elapsed time, output quality, and participant satisfaction. D. Attendance, testing, promotion, and pay. The correct answer is B. Kirkpatrick's model evaluates training by reaction, learning, behavior, and results, progressing from participant response to organizational impact. Higher levels demonstrate business value beyond simple satisfaction. Question 40. Employees complete a leadership course enthusiastically, but their on-the-job behavior does not change. This gap is best described as a failure of, is it A. Reaction? B. Transfer of training. C. Recruitment. D. Needs assessment? The correct answer is B. Transfer of training is the extent to which learning is applied back on the job. Positive reactions do not guarantee it. Manager reinforcement and practice opportunities are needed to convert learning into behavior.